Hello everyone, I'm Paul McGuire Grimes. Fargo, Grumpy Old Men, The Mighty Ducks, these are just a few of the movies shot here in Minnesota, and you can now add Tuscaloosa to that list. It's now available on demand, and I want to talk about it. This is Paul's trip to the movies. It's 1972 in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and college grad Billy, played by Devon Bostick, is at that crossroads time of his life. He does yard work for an asylum where his father works, and it's there where he meets Virginia, a young patient who insists, "I'm not crazy." She's played by Stranger Things actress Natalia Dyer. They form a close relationship where he sneaks her out without notice for little adventures. His other friendship with lifelong pal Nigel is starting to unravel as the racial tension in Tuscaloosa is starting to grow, forcing Nigel to question Billy's allegiance. It also stars Tate Donovan as his dad and Marchant Davis as Nigel. Tuscaloosa is written and directed by Philip Harder and is adapted from the book by W. Glasgow Phillips. Harder shot the film here in Minnesota, so it's fun to see a variety of Minnesota talent used throughout, like Claudia Wilkins, Richard Ohms, and Bruce Boney as Billy's grandpa. Boney is quite memorable, making him that easygoing, pot-smoking grandpa Billy turns to as his relationship with his own father starts to sour. Billy and Virginia are two lost souls who find each other at just the right time. The film takes on that exploratory nature as they navigate if they're right for each other, as Billy tries to figure out Virginia's mental state and whether her time in the asylum is warranted. Natalia Dyer definitely straddles that edge with Virginia on whether we believe her or not. It's a nice departure from her Stranger Things character. One of the elements that director Philip Harder has made clear is that the town of Tuscaloosa is certainly a character in this movie. You can tell from the looming dread in the film's score that something is bound to crumble. The politics and belief systems loom large, as it did in many communities in the early 1970s. The corruption of George Wallace and what he could get away with has its effects on the townspeople, and how discrimination clearly drove a divide with the people in Billy's life. His friend Nigel runs a barbecue joint and becomes the target of the local police. There are some disturbing scenes later on in the film with police brutality. Tuscaloosa isn't the town that Billy knows it to be, and the result is that his father isn't the person he once looked up toward. And much like I talked about in my review of Mrs. America, there are elements of Tuscaloosa that are relatable to today's political nature. The parallels can certainly be made for anyone that has been in Billy's shoes, questioning whether the city or the people that you know represent what you believe in and the choices that then must be made. As Nigel states to Billy, you're either a part of the problem or part of the solution. Tuscaloosa is now available for rental or purchase through iTunes, Xfinity On Demand, or on Amazon. I'm giving it 3.5 out of 5 ticket stubs. If you like my review today, click subscribe on my YouTube channel. I have some new movie reviews, a review of Mrs. America, like I mentioned, and my appearances on Twin Cities Live. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Paul's Movie Trip. And then go to my website, paulstriptothemovies.com. There I have information on how you can support your local movie theater throughout this time as they remained closed. Thank you so much for watching my review of Tuscaloosa. This is Paul's Trip to the Movies.